Calderon one too was the one at the most where we're like, yeah, we're definitely gonna keep in touch. Let's talk again soon. You gotta warn me when we're about to go live.
Like to keep you on your toes.
Didn't even get to eat my banana yet.
Jesus.
Rickety-da.
Man, it's so
early in the
morning. Oh God, episode 79.
I had to take the bus here today
Yeah,
because I broke my bicycle.
with all the other people that have regular jobs.
Well, I got on the bus. I didn't realize like they're doing construction, so they moved the bus stop like a half a block. So I went. The bus was sitting there, so I ran before the light changed.
Yeah.
And I'm like knocking, like the driver was ignoring me, and then I started knocking on the door, like let me in. And then she opened the door and she's like, "This isn't a stop. You see the sign there? Can you read?" She's like, "Tomorrow when you come here, you go down there with everybody else." I'm like, "Man, tomorrow I'm gonna be in bed at this time. Don't worry." Tomorrow I'm not gonna be on the bus at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, welcome everybody that's watching or may not be watching right now, or is watching this later on
Or listening.
We have a very, very special program for y'all today.
Oh. Very special.
Very, very special. We've been looking forward to this basically since we started doing this podcast.
That's true.
We've mentioned this guy a few times. We've mentioned him a few times.
Yeah. So for those that have been following us and have been following this, today we have a very special guest. We already announced this, so it might not be much of a surprise for anybody, but we have Lance Stroll. If you're tuning in right now for the Lance Stroll interview, that won't be on till for another 20 minutes. He's
18 minutes.
18 minutes. And in 18 minutes we'll hook up a live link to Geneva and talk to Lance. But until then, just for the people that might not know, let's start with a quick rundown of the guy and why would he
want to talk to us?
Yeah. Yeah, and why would we want to even talk to him?
For starters, most important, he's Canadian.
Yes.
Pretty sure that's why we got this interview.
Yeah.
It's got to have something to do with it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then what are we even doing here?
Yeah. Like, honestly, guys, what are we doing here? But yeah, no, so Lance Stroll, he is right now, he has been making a lot of headlines in the world of F1 because it is rumored that he might be taking Felipe Massa's seat next year. Maybe not.
Rumor.
If just to the people that might have tuned in right now to find out whether or not he will be taking the seat, like for sure. I gotta tell you right now.
Just turn off the show.
Yeah, just turn off the show. We're not. We talked to his manager. He's not even allowed to touch the subject of F1 or 2017 or what his plan
says. Can't even
says.
flirt with the idea.
Yeah, can't even. So we're gonna respect that obviously, and not ask him about that.
That's all right.
There are some things that we can talk about though, for sure. I mean, with regards to that, and I'll just do a quick thing right now, quick rundown. So right now, he is the development driver at Williams, Williams F1. Okay,
let's start at the beginning here. So
sure,
this dude's 17 years old. 2008 started racing at 9. I'm gonna give you the 1 minute, 1 minute rundown, the 60-second rundown of his career. 2008 won Rookie of the Year for the Quebec Federation of Sport Automobiles. Second year, 2009, was Driver of the Year. Karting 2010 won 4 North American titles, various titles. 2011 raced 2 series in Europe. 2012 raced 6 international series, over 50 races. 2013 won Best Rookie in 2 series, moving into being a professional. 2014 started in Italian Formula 4.
And that's basically when we started to follow him. We follow him throughout. And actually before that, he actually had a very successful campaign in the Toyota Racing Series in New Zealand. Remember that?
That was 2015. He was the champion. and became 5th in the European Formula 3 in 2015. Joined the Ferrari Driver Academy as the second youngest Formula 1 hired driver ever.
No, not Formula 1, but
driver in the Ferrari Academy. And in November last year, left Ferrari. And then 2016 is this year now leading the European Formula 3 Championship. 11 races to go. He's won 9 of them. He's 68 or 66 or 68 points ahead of his teammate.
Yeah.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
And out of 32 races of the season, too. He's killing it.
Oh, okay.
And
he's definitely killing it. And
next year will be in Massa Seat as his career.
Well, no, we can't say that. We can't say that he'll be in Massa Seat next
Well, this
year.
is a rumor. I'm not an official source or anything.
Yeah.
I don't work for anybody. I can say whatever I want.
No, but yeah,
He didn't tell me he'll be. Just to clarify, he didn't tell me he'll be working at Williams. So nobody in F1 did.
No.
It's my own observation.
Whether or not he'll be a Williams is all speculation right now. Nothing has been confirmed. I just want to go over that again. One thing that we can say, that we are allowed to say, is that he has been doing some simulator work extensively for Williams. That's part of his position as a development driver. And
part of his position in Formula 3. They actually reconfigured their racing simulator to Formula 3 specs and threw in the circuits that they race on to help them practice and kick ass.
Yeah.
So
it's no code masters.
It's working.
Yeah.
They're the real masters of coding, I think.
Another thing that we can say is that he has been doing some time in an old F1 car, specifically a 2014 car.
The FW36.
Yeah, the FW36. Now we cannot comment on where these tests have happened or where they will happen. Only we can say for sure that they are happening. This is a reality. He has been in an F1 car, presumably, and just the logical conclusion, of saying that is that he's been accumulating some meaningful mileage in a car that will accrue towards his super license. Now.
Did he already get that though?
No. He can't get that yet. He's not 18. And
he's got his miles down.
Yeah, you have to have mileage. So
300 kilometers, I believe.
In some sort of an F1 car, you also have to have enough points in one of the feeder series. Which, if he wins the championship this year of Formula 3, he will have him. Right. He will have enough points, and then he has to turn 18. Now. If all of this goes on, now his birthday, he's turning 18 at the end of next month, right before Halloween, and by then, so he's going into this weekend to race in Imola. So there's 3 Formula 3 races happening in Imola this weekend, and it could very well be that by the end of the weekend he would have he could have accumulated enough points to be the championship lead or the champion period. Mathematically speaking. Yeah.
His teammate can't catch up.
No. And actually, going back to his campaign in Formula 3 right now, it has been... So he started the year with a somewhat of a lackluster season last year. So last year, he was in Formula 3. He was a rookie in Formula 3. But let's just say that other rookies maybe shined a little brighter than he did.
He pulled off a 5th anyway.
Including his teammate now that he's beating, Maximilian Günther. I think Max Günther got even higher position, a couple more wins than he did. Yeah. Actually, he came into this year to Formula 3 with only 1 win in Formula 3 last year. And now he's killing it. He is... it would be silly not to call it a domination of the championship.
Yeah, he's absolutely killing it.
Yeah, we've heard the old Canada up the step, top step of the podium in Formula 3 quite a few times this year.
Yeah,
and it's been some fantastic racing. Formula 3, for those that are not familiar with,
me.
Yeah, it's the series where Max Verstappen came from.
Okay.
Esteban Ocon won Formula 3, and that's basically what made his name. Okay. There's been Lewis Hamilton raced very successfully in Formula 3. Vettel was in Formula 3. We've had a championship that in the absence, like you explained the other day, in the absence of a recognized FIA Formula 2, it's kind of becoming now one of like the next best things, you know, alongside I guess with GP2 and some other series. But one of the things that F3 has that I guess makes it F1 relevant is that it's very qualifying heavy. You have to be fucking quick. Because they only get like a 20-minute qualifying session, like all balls out, like whoever sets the fastest lap.
Otherwise, you're gonna get taken out by all the other kids on the grid at the start.
That's the thing, and
let those guys crash behind you.
Because there's so many cars and like so many inexperienced drivers.
So many 15-year-olds driving them.
Yeah, that's it. That if you put yourself in a position where you're at the back of the grid or like medium, like mid to back of the grid, you're gonna run into a situation where you're gonna be in an accident
or get swallowed.
Yeah, or it's just gonna be way too many motherfuckers to go like to climb up, right? So qualifying is key, and because there's only a 20-minute qualifying session and there's like 30 cars, there's like a lot of traffic, so you have to be good, like you have to learn how to like do that. It teaches you a lot of like transferable skills to F1. Racecraft is similar. They have like their steering wheel is a pretty complicated. There's actually a good video that I guess maybe we'll post in the comments later on of Lance actually going through his F3 steering wheel, and it's like, I mean, it's not F1, but it's got an LED screen with like 5 pages of settings that like he can like
But you know, my last bicycle I had an LED screen on it, so
What?
I was just like a little like odometer, speedometer thing.
Oh, cool. All right, never mind. That is
That
cool.
guy just got it. Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, in 10 minutes, we'll be, well, in 8 minutes now, we'll be contacting Lance, because we have to stick to our allotted time.
Right. Williams, though, very secretive about this whole Lance Stroll thing. His testing.
They don't want to announce anything.
They have officially announced that he started his test program with them. He's doing 20 days.
Nice.
In the Frank Williams 36. 20 days.
Now,
It's pretty incredible.
We're not saying that he
he
will make it to F1 next year, but if he does make it to F1 this next year, it's gonna be very exciting for many reasons.
You know, I don't even know if I've ever played the Formula One video game 20 times. Never mind 20 days of being strapped in a F1 car.
Oh, it's
my gosh.
There's no doubt that this is like it's very hard. Like it's hard work, and the fact that we're doing the podcast like at this time like reflects like how tight his schedule is. Like we really like they could only fit us at this time, and that's why we had to like wake up early and be here early. But yeah, he's a busy guy, and he's about to get busier. If everything goes well, I'd like to think that he will be no doubt in a car and an F1 car next year.
Yeah.
And we can only hope, and he would join the roster of this new guard that's entering F1, bringing like lots of talent, lots of like just maybe new ways of doing things that and youth, right? Like
and younger,
reinvigorating the sport. I think it can only be good for F1.
Yeah. I think that's a very global thing too. Like these young kids like getting like insanely good. I'm not sure if you guys were following
very young Olympians.
And the hockey tournament that's going on right now. There was a North American team filled with everyone under 23, I believe, and these guys are fast. They're incredible, incredibly fast. You're just like, how?
Well, man,
you're like 19, man.
Like,
Jesus.
Watching that document or like looking at that documentary that came out recently, Brundle versus Senna, and it's basically about the year that they spent together in Formula 3. They were like, by then they were men, like they were like grown ass men. But right now we're seeing like an influx. We're seeing an influx of talent into the sport that like these kids are starting very, very young, from a very young age. Whereas that wasn't the case before. That didn't really used to happen. But we're having like young talent, people that grew in the sport and have had the advantage of like, you know what I mean, of focusing all their energy and all their strength into honing those skills, which is. And it is reflecting in things like Max Verstappen now like being lauded as like the next best thing because
it changed again. The minimum age rules were changed because of him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Lance Stroll might have been racing already.
It could have been
Stupid Bottas. I mean, Max, stupid Max. Or Bottas too. You wonder, with his little TV show that he launched online yesterday, if he's just trying to get a quick leg up on Stroll,
Maybe.
just to like establish himself as like let everyone know who he is.
Watch out.
That's I don't know. It kind of sucks. It's a minute and 30 seconds. The first episode.
Yeah, it can be like, it's not an episode. That's like
Yeah,
it's not even a commercial.
It's not even.
It's not a trailer. It's like yeah.
Yeah, some TV shows, the opening credits are a minute and a half.
Yeah. But for sure, yeah. So Lance is potentially at one point. Let's not say next year. Let's say at some point in the near future, he will join the ranks, or he might join the ranks of the F1 drivers. That's gonna be very exciting because it's gonna be we're gonna have a Canadian in F1, so it's gonna be good. Another representative from North America, really, which is like we've seen lots of influx of people to F1 now from Asia and Europe, the traditional markets, but North America. We really had like a thing like where like Rossi may have been like the next North American up to go to F1, but now with his Indy 500 victory, he's probably staying in the States because that's like he has more of a clout
fans
over there.
And you'll just see him make more money, get more sponsorship, get more recognition.
I don't see him going to F1 anytime soon.
Yeah.
And like, why would he, right? Like he'd probably be like joining a subpar team like Manor, and
there's a way bigger chance that one of those teams would want to hire him back, but there's, like you said, a way bigger chance that he wouldn't want to come back. So
yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
Hey, and all the power to him. But
yeah, good for him, man. He won the Indy 500.
Yeah, that's not just anybody does it. But Lance, for sure, you can see that he's been tailoring his career to end up where he is right now, which is in a position that he can look forward to his next step, either his next step or next few steps to be Formula One. And there is no doubt in anybody's mind, not even his own, judging by some interviews, that the fact that he's got solid financial backing played a part. But if anything, this year for him has proven that yes, that he can also put his money where his mouth is, or whatever, right? Like he has a
Put
talent.
his talent where his money is.
Yeah, he can definitely let his driving do the talking. I was rewatching some of the highlights from his F3 or like from the F3 championship this year, and he's had some fantastic fights like with his teammates, with other drivers. Like this kid, I mean, let's be honest, if he ends up in F1, it won't be just for the money alone. And I'm sure we're gonna find out more now in a couple of minutes. What?
So we're gonna give him a call.
Yeah, and just like do you wanna start trying to dial out? So, Mike, let's open up a link direct to Geneva.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. It's gonna be a awkward silence here for a second,
hold on.
just while the phone rings.
So is it
Oh no, we're having some problems, boys.
getting some difficulties going? It's all good. It's all good. Stay tuned. Boop, 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 boop. But yeah, Lance, it just seems to me like he's grown a lot, definitely, from where his position was last year, and that's what everybody can say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's clear.
Oh, there we go. Here we are.
It's ringing. It's ringing.
Willow.
Hello,
Hello.
Lance Stroll.
Who's this?
This is Javier from Flat Out Fever.
Flat out fever.
Okay, yes, please. Oh, just hold on 1 second.
Take your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, that might have not been Lance.
That was probably not.
We are calling it like a landline, by the way, for our listeners.
Hello?
Lance Stroll.
Yes.
That's me speaking.
You are live on the internet right now. How are you, Lance?
Am I really?
Yeah.
I'm good, thank you.
Lance, this is Javier from Flat Out Fever.
Okay.
This is Danny here. How are you? Good morning.
And Mike.
All right. Hey, guys.
Hey,
How's it going,
pleasure to finally talk to you. We've been trying to line this interview for a while, and honestly, thank you so much for fitting us in your what must be a very, very busy schedule now ahead of Imola. How are you? How are you feeling? How's stuff going? Are you pumped to possibly grab the championship this weekend?
I definitely am pumped. It's going to be in the back of my mind, all weekend. But at the same time, it's another weekend just like all the others, and I'm going to need to be focused on the job at hand, and I'm going to have to take it race by race and try and maximize the points I can, like every other weekend.
Yeah, but let's be honest. I mean, Max Gunther is the next one up, and there's no way that he's catching you at this point.
I hope not. But we have seen motorsports. We all know that many things can happen, and it's never done till it's done. So I'd rather be on the focus side and than on the relaxed side. So but we're definitely in a healthy position. We have a good points lead, and it's coming to the end of the championship. So
never mind just the championship.
Last big push.
Take it with a dominance.
Yeah,
leave no question.
and it has been. Sorry, it has been a bit of a dominant year for me. We were just saying, we did a little short introduction before we went live with you right now, and we were saying how you started this year with just a single win to your name in F3, and fast forward the clock to now, and it's just been we've heard the "Oh Canada" at the top step of the podium more times than ever before.
Yeah.
It's like I'm back in elementary school.
For sure, it's been a really strong season for me. I think, but it's a combination of everyone, and all the work that we did over the winter. I with my engineers and with my, getting closer to my whole team, and I just, I had a lot of confidence coming out of last season with that one win at the end of the championship last year, and just coming into this year, I knew that the speed was there, and then it was just about putting all the little details together, and with the experience I had from last year, we definitely made it work up to now, so it's been really good.
I want to go out on a limb here and say that there is one name that probably had to do a lot in your recent success, and that is Luca Baldisseri. Your mate from back in the Ferrari Driver Academy.
Yep.
You brought him over, or he went over. Now he's a Prema with you, kind of coaching you. What kind of influence has he had on your recent success?
Yeah, Luca's had a huge influence on my success. I think he's really the one who mentored me, even from karting and in Formula 4, then last year in Formula 3, and bringing me to the level I am today in Formula 3. It's a big part of the job has been him, and he's seen so many drivers, come up the ranks in the past, and he's worked with so many great drivers, and he knows what it takes to really be successful, and he's helped me a tremendous amount over the years, and but it's not only him. It takes a team of people. My engineer, my coach, all these people have really helped me reach the level I am today. So I have to thank all of them equally.
So moving to the next level, we saw in the last couple of weeks you've fulfilled all your requirements for your super license application.
Not yet.
What's the final requirement?
He's got to be
18. The birthday. So aside from the birthday, what are the final steps? What is the final, the application look like? What is when you have to go to the FIA yourself, and is there anything like that?
I'm not really too sure.
Is it just a formality?
What we have to do for that. I think most important thing is that we have the points now for it. Yeah, so winning Formula 4 and finishing 5th last year in Formula 3, and and now guaranteed a top 3 in Formula 3 this season, has gave me the points, the 40 points required for the super license.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the important part, and the other details I haven't yet discussed with with everyone. What matters is the points, and then we'll take it from there.
A little bit more difficult than in the Gran Turismo video game, although.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Gran Turismo could get hard at times. So.
Talking about that, like how would you compare the Williams simulator to like a normal like PS4 game? Like I'm sure it's gonna be leaps and bounds, but just like because this is a question that keeps coming up, like fans like don't quite grasp that it's a completely different experience.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it's as close to reality as we can get today. But it's still a simulator, and there's still a screen, and it's not like you're on the track driving a real car. So
you don't get the wind and tire bits in your face.
For sure. I mean, they've got everything needed to make it as close to reality as possible. Motion platforms and the best projectors out there with the best screen, and to make the graphics look to almost perfection. So it's for sure, there's a lot of money put into it, and there's a lot of people working to make that simulator as close to the real car as possible. But at the same time, it's you can't treat it like reality. There's always differences. So of course it's a bit better than the Gran Turismo with the PlayStation remote, but at the same time, it is still sort of a game in my eyes, and I don't like to treat it, to the same level of reality, because you just can't compare the two.
Luckily, you've got some reality testing locked down as well.
Yeah.
How's the jump from your Prema F3 car to the FW36? Like it must, like I can't even imagine. Like it's got to be like two different worlds, or I don't know. Are they similar in any way?
It's like when I upgraded from my Honda Civic to my Honda Accord.
I think they are more similar than what people think. I mean, for sure, Formula One, in terms of power and downforce, it's the most impressive machine in the world. It's basically a rocket ship on wheels. So it's in that sense, for sure, it's a big jump from F3. But at the same time, F3 is already a really high level, and the car has a lot of downforce. There's a lot of grip. The power is not so big compared to F1, but the car is already really good in F3. So of course the jump is big, but it's surprisingly it's very manageable, and I think that over a few laps or a few days, I'll be able to get in the rhythm pretty quick.
That's cool, man. How about on the team side? Like I'm sure it must also be like a completely different game going from Prema and then dealing with a team the size of Williams. And everything that is like, do you get the same feeling? Because I was watching a couple of your videos where you go around the Prema garage and like show their little coffee maker and how that's apparently what runs the team and all that. Is there the same kind of like family atmosphere somewhere like Williams?
I think it is. I think Prema is already very professional as a team. Even in F3 GP2, they work at the standard of Formula One teams, in my opinion, and that's part of the reason why they're so successful.
About to become world champions
in all the different categories. But of course, Williams, they're a Formula One team. I think the level of professionalism in Prema is just as high. I think the big difference is that there are just a lot more people in Formula One, and there's a lot more engineers and a lot more people to speak to throughout the weekends and throughout the tests, and there's a lot more going on. But I think it's like anything, it's very similar in many ways, but there are differences, and I'm gonna need to learn how to work with a new team and work with new people, because of course it's not exactly the same.
Yeah, I guess. So looking to next year, I guess.
Well, we can't really talk about next year.
Well, not himself. We can talk about next year, but the Formula One calendar, just the calendar in general, was announced a day or two ago, and Brazil and Canada were announced as provisionally on the calendar because of money, some kind of Bernie manipulation.
There's talk that the Canadian Grand Prix might not make a comeback next year. I mean, I went on the website and they're still not selling tickets
yet.
Is that something that
Really?
you'd see as they're not selling before? Last year they'd sell you tickets like the day after the previous Grand Prix, but now
Monday morning you got emails.
They're not selling tickets yet. I think that the rumors. I mean, there's got to be something to that we might not see the comeback of the Canadian Grand Prix, or like maybe it taking another like a year's break. Is that something that like worries you? Like how do you feel that like from the point of view as a Canadian racing driver?
I was thinking also with your new clout.
I actually had no idea about that before you guys just told me. So that's really bad to hear. But I really just hope it works out because me being Canadian, I think it'd be really unfortunate, really sad to not be able to have a Canadian Grand Prix. I think it would definitely not be good for the sport.
Absolutely. I was just gonna say, being Canadian and with your new clout, maybe you could get in contact with your local MP.
Yeah,
and,
hopefully
maybe write a
I'll
letter
see
or
what I can
something,
do,
an
but
angry
to be
email.
Honest, I have quite a bit on my hands at the moment, but
Wait until you're world
I'll
champion.
make a phone call or two. Hopefully, I'll be able to convince them.
For sure, man.
Call them on Monday.
Speaking of being Canadian, well, now you're in Geneva right now, and that makes sense. You gotta be pretty much like based in Europe when you're going up the ranks of motorsport. But I got a question for you. Is there any good poutine in Geneva?
Unfortunately, there isn't. That's actually a big problem we have living in Geneva. There's not any poutine, but no, it's a good life in Geneva. Other than the poutine, which is a disappointment. It's really good being based there. There's great skiing. There's a lake, so in the summer it's really cool. Go out on the boat and have a good time with some friends. So it's a great place to be based.
Well, I was gonna say, just maybe make you feel a little better. I had some Toronto poutine yesterday, and it was garbage.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I wouldn't go for a Toronto poutine. Gotta have it in Quebec. That's the only way.
One of my first and my last.
Yeah,
for sure.
We also wanted to touch now on like you as a person. It does seem like a lot of interest from our listeners, from our audience seems to be that now that your name has been coming up a lot in the F1 circles, and with the relationship with Williams and what may or may not happen next year, a lot of people just seem to be interested about you. And how what your approach to the F1 lifestyle might be if you get there or not. But what I really want to know is how have you gotten to drive your dad's LaFerrari?
The LaFerrari, actually, you know what? I was lucky enough. I actually did, but it actually wasn't my dad. I got to drive it at Fiorano.
No way!
Wow.
I think it was. Yeah, it was before the car was out. They were testing it at Ferrari, and I was there that day, and I was lucky enough to get a couple laps.
How is that beast? Did you pedal to the metal?
Yeah, no, it was pretty impressive at the time. It was a couple years ago, so I was still pretty young. But I definitely was pedal to the metal. So yeah, definitely a life experience. So
which was your favorite like to drive of your dad's cars?
I haven't. You know what? I'm actually. I'm not driving them very often. It's really his toys. They're not mine. So no, I'm busy. I'm busy enough driving my Formula 3 car for the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing at a time.
I'm sure your dad wants to drive that too. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, maybe.
No, but for sure, your calendar must be like very, very full, very packed, and that is one thing that we've talked to previous drivers. Actually, we talked to Tatiana Calderon back when she was in F3 with you, and just describing her workout routine and like it's crazy. You guys are basically like you're either working out or just doing media stuff or just running around all the time. Like where do where do you have time for, like, friends, girlfriends, school, and all that?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a hectic life, being on the road and racing a lot. It's a unique lifestyle. It's not the same as, going to school and just kind of taking it easy. But it's what I love to do. So at the same time, it's hectic, but I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, when it comes to friends and girlfriends and all these things, life itself, I think it's all about having a balance. I think that's really important. It's, there's other things to life than just racing and, working out and all these things. So it's important to have that balance, and, it's important to have the racing side of it covered, but at the same time, it's important to disconnect from time to time and really, enjoy just being a kid and hanging out with friends and having a good laugh. So it's all about a balance.
Speaking of that, being a kid, there, we got a clip of you on the podium here.
Yeah. Okay. This is I think it was like the second or third race at Po earlier this year, where I was laughing out loud because it shows you taking a sip of whatever that thing is that they handed you on the podium. You're like, what is this crap? And dumped it all out. What was that?
Being a kid,
I was just, I was disappointed because, being a kid, it is one of the only times I'm allowed to, sip some champagne.
That's what I was gonna say. So was it non-alcoholic shit?
I worked my butt off. I'm on the podium, and they're not giving me champagne. What's that all about?
Yeah.
So was it some just non-alcoholic juice?
I was a bit disappointed, I must say. So I wasn't too happy about that.
Carbonated grape juice.
Yeah, that looked like it didn't taste very good anyway.
No, it was like some sort of apple cider from Po or wherever. So it wasn't amazing.
In the other races, though, they do give you like a proper like Henkel drink or something like that. This German.
Yeah, they give you like a big bottle of champagne of Henkel, so it's fun to spray and have a sip or two. But race 3, not race 1 or 2, because you still got to focus.
You still have to drive after.
I'll tend to have a couple of sips, which is nice.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Maybe it would taste better in shoey form.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know about that. I'm not too sure. I think that's crossing the line a bit. Yeah, that kind of got to my stomach, to be honest. I'm not a big fan.
Oh, you've tried it?
No, the shoey I didn't try it. Just watching it on the TV, it wasn't for me.
Oh yeah.
We got. Well, the Australians got the shoey. We gotta get our heads together and think of something Canadian to do.
Maybe you could drink out of your hat, or something.
Definitely not along those lines.
Your hat. Use your hat.
Along the lines of taking your shoe off.
They give you a brand new fresh hat when you win the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. You spent some time. You're friends with Esteban Ocon, right? Or like you have some sort of you talked to Esteban, right? Yeah. He's in F1 right now, and one of the first things that they've been doing. I don't know if you're familiar with this
Sky broadcast.
The Sky broadcast, the British Sky.
Ted's bumbling around.
Do you know who Ted Kravitz is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yes, so yes, Ted
wandering around bothering everyone.
Yeah, one of the things that he likes to do is that when a new rookie comes into F1, he goes and asks him this series of questions. It's like a rapid fire, round robin questions, to see kind of what your personality is. And let me tell you, Esteban Ocon, he kind of didn't do so well. And because we want you to succeed, we're going to prepare you right now. So let's do.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Sorry, Ted. Apologies to Mr. Kravitz.
Yeah. No, Ted. We're not dampening on your parade here. We just want to prepare our boys. So, all right, Lance.
If he ever asks you these, don't tell him about this.
Tell me. Shoot,
yeah. Okay. Shoot. Okay. Here you go. So, what is your best dish that you can cook?
Spaghetti Pomodoro.
Nice. Very good. That's tasty.
What are you afraid of?
What am I afraid of? Snakes. Not my thing.
Yeah. Very scary.
Yeah.
What makes you grumpy?
What makes you grumpy? Bad organization.
That's that works. What is something not to ask a girl on the first date?
Not to ask a girl on the first date. I don't know. Normally I ask the right questions.
That was the right answer.
Not to ask a girl on the first date. Do you like cheese?
Do you like cheese?
Just stay away from it. Just stay away from it. Just stay away from it.
Oh man, that's a good one. What is the last music album you downloaded or bought or streamed?
To be honest, I'm not big on music albums. I just really go song by song.
What are you listening to these days, though?
These days, I really dig Drake. So I'm listening to a lot of Drake. I think
Nice.
it's a good mix of R&B and like
Repping the six.
some soft rap. So
You're being
yeah,
patriotic,
I like
basically.
Drake. Yeah. It is patriotic at the same time. But at the same time, I listen to a lot of kind of dance, mellow, good vibes, music. Robin Schulz, kind of Calvin Harris, so that kind of stuff.
Oh, right on.
And I also like listening to some really like mellow, just relaxing, like Ed Sheeran sort of thing. So it just depends the moment.
Sweet.
Cool, great. What would be your superhero power?
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
It's an iron suit.
Yeah, because I like. Well, it's not really a power. Yeah, no, that's a good point. So if I had to pick a power, it would be, I think, Hulk.
Oh,
Okay.
get really angry and tear it down. Nice.
Oh, you're not gonna fit in the
I would
FW39
just
though.
like to like jump and destroy buildings.
You wouldn't be able to fit in the FW39.
No, I wouldn't.
Wouldn't be able to get your legs in there.
What's your best karaoke song?
My best karaoke song is well, actually, the one and only karaoke song I sang with my best friend when we were about like 10 years old was Begging. Like, that song, I forget who it's by exactly, but I'll tell you right now. I have it on my phone. Give me like 5 seconds. It is by, it's like, it's a good little beat. Hold up a second. So it's by Madcon. Begging by Madcon.
Nice. Okay, yeah.
I sang that in the Caribbean karaoke night with my best friend. We were about like 10 or 11 years old, and it was so funny. I still remember it.
Nice.
I just wrote it down. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
Boxers or briefs? Or fireproof underwear?
Boxers.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird question.
Under the fireproof underwear?
Yeah, under the fireproof underwear. Well, we're not actually allowed, so no. for daily basis.
Make sure they're not polyester. You
Yeah.
wanna-
Yeah, no, definitely.
My dad's friend as a kid did a Blue Angel, and he had to go to the hospital.
No, not good.
What's your most annoying habit?
My most annoying habit is probably the urge to eat chocolate.
That kind of
Yeah.
ties with the next question.
Yep. What
Okay.
was your biggest indulgence?
Is it chocolate?
Chocolate.
Yeah?
Chocolate.
Oh man, and you live in Switzerland, so you're like, you basically live in the land of chocolate.
Unfortunately, it's not part of my diet, but I must say it is my guilty pleasure from time to time.
In the world capital of chocolate right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's not exactly healthy.
How would your friends describe you?
I think calm, and focused. No. That's a good question. You know what? I think competitive. Competitive is definitely a part of me, but at the same time, very calm.
Nice.
Yeah, calm and competitive. I like that. Calm and competitive.
It
works.
A calm and competitive Canadian sounds good to me. Now,
There we go. Put it together. I like it.
and the last question, which is where Ocon kind of fumbled.
What is 3 cubed?
27, right?
There you go.
Boom! Oh,
man.
Canada.
All right.
Brilliant. Yes, it is. You
I
got it
did-
right.
You know, I did finish high school. So.
Yeah, it's
Gotta know those things.
yeah. I think Ocon, like to his credit, he just got a little nervous. But
Yeah.
there you go. So there, you are
It's all good. It happens to all of us. It
Yeah,
happens.
you got,
absolutely.
you got Ted and a 30-pound camera in your face.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
When we talked to Martin, your manager there, we kind of said that we were only gonna be going for like a 10-15 minute interview. We've gone way past that.
Hopefully that's all right.
But yeah, hopefully that's okay. If like I
No,
don't know,
it was good. I had a kick, so it was fun. It was fun.
like
Awesome.
yeah, all right, man. I actually I have a couple more questions. If you still have, do you still have time? Is it still cool? Like,
Yeah, no rush at all. Yeah, fire away.
Awesome.
Wicked.
Thank you.
Vettel versus Alonso versus Hamilton. Who wins in the same car?
That's tricky. I'll
Just-
have to say Alonso.
Yes.
Because yeah, you know, but to be honest, it's really hard to say. Being a racing driver, I know how difficult it is to be really, really good, and I think that they're all really, really good. So I have a tremendous amount of respect for all of them. They're all champions. I'm just saying Alonso because I like Alonso. So, but to be honest, I think they're all exceptional, and they're all top drivers. So I think it's more on any given day than anything else.
So I got a question. Just before this interview, like when we did a little intro, we just did a quick overview of your career going back to 08. So just in there, like what would you say is like the real turning point in your career where you realized like, yeah, I'm going to be a racer. Like I think I can get to F1. This is what I'm doing with my life. Like where in there?
Yeah, I think it was around 2011 when I signed with Ferrari, or 2010 when I signed with Ferrari.
Oh wow.
At age 11.
11 years old.
And that was when I moved to Europe, and that was when I started competing in karting internationally.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew from there, kind of, okay, that's this is what I want to do, and I'm going to give it my all. So yeah, that was the moment where I knew like I'm going for it. So yeah.
In your many interviews, like one of the themes that seems to come up that I've noticed is that your family, and clearly like it's something that is very dear to you, that you're very that you claim that it's influenced you a lot, and I know that your dad would follow you around. Like when we started this podcast, I think you were like in the middle of the Toyota Racing Series in New Zealand, and I guess your dad went to all the races with you in a big RV and all that. That is definitely something that like I'm sure you can appreciate, that not all drivers out there even have the opportunity to get, and it's something that I'm sure that you feel very lucky and very grateful for. It is something that also the media seems to have been catching a lot of wind of and kind of referencing back. And there is some talk among some of the more speculative media saying that, if you go to F1, you'd be just another pay driver. What would you say to those people?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to address, the fact that I do come from a wealthy family, and that's, let's face the facts, that's them. So I can't do anything about that. I think
Nobody asked to be born.
It's just part of life. But I think that I've proven myself in racing. I think money is, it definitely gets, it got me to where I am today, in the sense of, giving me the opportunity to race. But I think it gives you the opportunity, and if you want to just take the opportunity and be bad and not win and be slow, well, you can do that with money, of course. But to really win, I mean, that's not, my father isn't driving the car for me. I'm doing it myself. So I think it gives me the opportunity. But on the other hand, it's definitely, it's a sport that you need money. Like, you can't change that. There's plenty of incredibly talented drivers who just, didn't have the opportunity to do it. And I think that's really unfortunate, because sports, I don't think it should be like that. I think you should, if you're good, you should be able to compete, and it shouldn't come down to money. But I've won championships, I've won races, I have proven, to be a good driver, and I can't do more than that. So I just feel sorry for the people who just look at money and who just think that's the easy way to describe me, as a paid driver. I think there's more to it than that, and yeah, I mean, I can't say much more than that. I'm just doing my thing. I'm going out and competing and trying as hard as I can, like any other driver. And the fact that I have money, sure, maybe I sleep in a more comfortable bed, in the hotel. But other than that, it's completely irrelevant with winning races. It just it gets you a hotel room and it gets you to travel around the world and go to the races where you need to go. But me on track winning those races, that's not money at all.
You know what else I would add to that?
Yeah, tell me.
Senna was a paid driver at one point.
Yeah, true. I think almost everyone was. It's unfortunate, but that's Formula One today.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I think you don't get your whether it comes from your family, whether it comes from a sponsor, money needs to come from somewhere in today's Formula One world. So, all I can do is go out there and try as hard as I can.
Yeah. Let your driving do the talking, man. That's it.
I don't think there's any doubt you've proven them all wrong already.
Other than that, it's exactly talking on the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I guess one thing that I wanted to say, I mean, and this is just like personal. If there is a Canadian Grand Prix next year, which I mean, there most likely will be, but still,
there will be. Let's think positive.
There will be.
There's going to be a Canadian Grand Prix next year, 2017, Montreal.
There's gonna be a double E Prix, so Formula One can't be outdone by Formula E.
That's true. Next year, early June, there's gonna be a Canadian Grand Prix. We're gonna be in Montreal. Let's say you're gonna be in Montreal. Why don't we go for a drink, bud?
Absolutely, yeah, no, but you're buying, huh?
Yeah, for sure,
absolutely.
All right, yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh, actually, before we let you go, I do want to say that for sure, man, you do have you're making us very proud. I'm sure that more people out there are definitely good. Yeah, we can't wait to hear the old Canada at the top step of the podium in F1, and I know that if somebody's gonna do it, it's gonna be you. We're behind you. We know for sure that a lot of people in Canada are now starting to tune into the sport, which is great. It's magnificent. We're friends with Tim Horaney. Tim Horaney is the guy that does the F1 stuff at TSN. And he's also rooting for you a lot. He's making sure he's working his ass off.
You and Latifi alike.
As far as the Canadian media is concerned, when you do make it to F1, you're pretty much guaranteed that Tim Horaney and we are going to be working our asses off.
TSN's going to be pumping
to make sure
that some Stroll content.
Oh yeah, that you are first and foremost. And honestly, we can't wait for the news to come, and we can't wait for you to clinch your F3 title and take it from there.
I'm sure you've heard of
I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, man. I guess we'll let you go. You have, I'm sure, tons of stuff to do today. Just keep killing it.
Hey, Lance.
Yeah.
Say what's up to Claire for me. Say what's up to Claire for me.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
See ya.
Take care. All the best.
Have a good day, man. Good luck this weekend.
All right.
Cheers.
What a nice guy.
Can he be our prime minister or something like that?
Yeah, right.
You have to be 18 for that too.
True. We'll just bend the rules a bit. It's fine.
Yeah, it's better. I think America, you have to be 38 or 41 or something.
To be president?
To be president.
Really? I
no
didn't
18.
know that.
Yeah, you have to be one of the old F1 drivers, a real adult or whatever.
Yeah.
Air quotes.
Well, that was Lance Stroll.
Lance Stroll.
What a really just down to earth person.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
So cool.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, that was
He's
cool
for himself.
For sure. And he's already in the mindset. You can see that he's not he knows where he is.
There's a clear path. Gilles,
Yeah.
Jacques Stroll.
Oh, we didn't. we didn't ask him about the Villeneuves and if. Oh well.
I think it's probably Gilles.
Yeah.
Well, he was the trailblazer. Not to even touch on talent or achievements or whatever. Just he was the trailblazer. He was the Canadian kicking ass. The circuit's named after him. He brought F1 to Quebec, and I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No. That's it. He made he turned Quebec into an F1 loving province,
absolutely.
and by doing that, basically the rest of Canada. I mean, Canada has
not that-
Canada has a motorsport tradition, if anything, because of Gilles.
Yeah.
And then Jacques kept it, and hopefully Stroll will.
The circuit would have been called Jacques Villeneuve International Circuit or whatever if his father wasn't a racer, right?
Yeah.
Like they both had obviously their talent.
Yeah. I think Gilles was way more legendary than Jacques.
Yeah, he got the advantage too of coming from like the death trap cars and racing with some the guys who have become legends.
Oh yeah.
Like like the people from Jacques' era will be the legends in another decade.
And
it's-
the people
it's just-
from
it's a
Lance's
cycle.
era, if Lance makes it to F1 next year, he's gonna be like right there with Verstappen, with Ocon, maybe Leclerc, maybe with what's the other? There's like a Russian now in the mix. Anyway, these signs.
Markelov.
Yeah, with this new generation, that there's no way that they're not gonna be future legends, or at least like make some splash, which is cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was that. If anybody was here just to see the Lance Stroll interview, you can move on with your day now, because now we're gonna move on. We are gonna move on to the Malaysian Grand Prix.
Why don't we take a quick pause here and regroup for about 3 or 4 minutes? I can hit pause. We'll regroup for 3 or 4 minutes. We're gonna come back with a preview of the Malaysian Grand Prix this weekend. Couple of weird driver news. Pirelli, the tires. A lot of people are pissed about that, but the big news for this weekend is Sepang.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like we're going to another new race this year.
Yeah.
The entire circuit has been repaved, and more than half, probably like 2/3 of it, has been reprofiled. It's pretty incredible. It's fun. I didn't realize that the circuit is in its 18th season this year. 17 years old, I believe this is the 18th race in Malaysia.
And it should be a good one. It's always a good one, and then the weather is unexpected.
I would have guessed like a decade, but damn.
No, yeah, it's been around
long
for a while,
time.
and because it looks pretty modern. It looks of this time.
This was the first of the modern circuits of the Tilke era.
The Tilke drums. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna take a couple minutes break, and then we'll be back, guys.
We will return.
We're taking a break.
Oh, we're taking
How do we do that?
How do I stop this?
Yeah, that's what I said. How are we gonna?
Mike is the producer. I'm not supposed to be sitting in this chair.
Yeah, my cat puked on it.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, it's fine.
Okay, we'll return.